Good day everyone! So for today, I'm going to discuss three topics or para dun po sa mga computation. So we have here the index of refraction, the total internal reflection, and the last one is for the Coulomb's law. So let us first discuss the index of refraction. Here, it is said that it is the ratio of the speed of light in vacuum to its speed in any given medium. It is represented by the general formula. So we have here N is equal to speed of light in vacuum, or it is represented as C over speed of light in material. So the N here, so yan yung magsisilbing index of refraction of the medium wherein meron tayong iba't ibang values of index of refraction para sa mga iba't ibang medium. Okay? And we have here the constant value for C or yung speed of light in vacuum natin, which is equal to 3.8 times 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Alright, so since we are talking about speed, that's why the unit here that we're going to use is meter per second. And for the B, it is the speed of light in the medium. So, sometimes, ang nangyayari kasi dyan is hindi lamang yung N ang hinahanap natin. So, it depends upon the word problem or the given word problem kung ano yung hinahanap natin. That's why, from the original formula natin, N is equal to C over V. If si man or yung V ang hinahanap, so we need to derive it. Alright? So, this given index of refraction for different materials. And this is also included in your pamphlet. So, pwede nyo naman pong basahin na yan. So, ipinakita ko lamang sa inyo. So, we have here the given word problem. So, index of refraction of diamond is 2.417. So, what will be the change of speed of light when it travels through diamond? So, we have here the general formula, N is equal to C over V. And as you can see in the given solution, so we need to derive it. Alright? So, we're just going to cross-multiply it. Alright? So, the N, lalagyan natin siya ng halimbawa ng imaginary na 1. And then, cross-multiply it. So, N times V, alright, is equal to NV is equal to 1 times C. So, we have here the C. And in order to derive the general formula, we need to divide both sides by N. Alright, to cancel it out. So, we have here, since ang hinahanap po natin is yung change of speed of light, alright, dun sa given medium natin, dun sa diamond, so, V ang hinahanap natin. So, we have here the formula, V is equal to C over N. And for the solution, we're just going to use the formula, V is equal to C over N. And at the next, we're just going to substitute the given values. So, for C, since it is a constant value of speed of light in vacuum, we're just going to substitute it. Alright, so we have here 3 times 10 raised to 8 meter per second. And again, what is the index of refraction? So, as you can see in the word problem, we have here the value of 2.417. Alright? And then get the difference or get the quotient. Alright? So, we need to divide it. Alright? Not difference, but quotient. I'm so sorry. It is division process. Okay? So, we need to get the quotient. So, 3 times 10 raised to 8 meter per second divided by 2.417. So, the final answer, it can be in whole number. Alright? Pero, much better kung gagawin natin siya na scientific notation para mas maigsi lang yung sagot natin. Unlike na kapag ka naka-whole number siya, halimbawa is madaming zero, so susulat nyo pa lahat ng zero. So, we need to convert it into scientific notation. So, for the final answer, we have here 1.24 times 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Alright? Next, we have here the total internal reflection. And we have here these three figures, okay? So, magkakaiba yung pinoportray nila. Alright? So, we have here the medium 1 or medium 2 or yung kinaklasify natin sa medium 1 is yun yung mga dense medium and yung medium 2 is yung mga rare medium. So, you can see parang yung horizontal and vertical line sa Cartesian plane, alright? Parang ganun yung makikita nyo. And there is a ray. Okay? So, yung ray dyan, yan yung tumutukoy dun sa light natin. So, once a ray of light, alright, enters the dense medium or yung medium 1 natin, and we have here, kumbaga, nag-refract siya dun sa medium 2 natin. So, in here, yung angle 2 na nakalagay dyan, okay, so it is greater than the angle of incidence or yung angle 1 natin. So, yung angle 1 is makikita nyo dun sa may medium 1 natin. Okay? And then, yung angle 2, so yun yung angle of refraction natin. So, it is greater than the angle of incidence pa natin. Okay? So, yan po. Or, binaliktad lang natin dun sa nakalagay dyan sa may baba, angle of incidence is less than the angle of refraction. Or yung second angle. And for the second image, so, when a ray of light bends, okay, from the normal, when the ray of light is equal or it bends through 90 degrees, okay, or it is equal to 90 degrees, or yung angle of refraction natin is equal to 90 degrees, so we get here the critical angle which is denoted by C. So, dito naman sa representation natin, the angle of incidence from the dense medium or yung angle 1 dyan is equal to the critical angle natin or yung angle 2 which is equal to 90 degrees. Alright? And for the last image, it portrays the total internal reflection. Bakit? So, dito, we have here this angle of incidence from the medium 1 or yung dense medium natin. So, in here, wala kayong mapapansin na refraction. Okay? So, ang nangyari po dito, the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle natin. Okay? So, ulitin ko, if it happens, the refracted ray does not enter the rare medium or yung medium 2 natin dito, ito, kung mapapansin nyo, it is different from the first image, di ba? So, ang nangyari dito, there is no refracted ray, but instead, ang nangyari po is reflect lang yung ating light on the same medium. Alright? Kaya parehong nandun lang sa medium 1 yung yung ray of light natin, it is reflected from the other side. Okay? So, yun po yung sa total internal reflection. And we have here the given example kung saan nag-a-apply yung total internal reflection natin. Ano po? So, just like sa medicine, okay? So, yung fiber optics natin, pwede rin naman dun sa mga diamond. So, nag-a-apply din po dyan yung mga total internal reflection. Okay, so it is represented by this formula. Sine critical angle is equal to N2 over N sub 1. So, ang ginawa natin dito, kinuha natin yung pinakang formula natin, which is the critical angle. Okay? Ito yung hahanapin natin. So, it is equal to sine negative 1. So, we have it is multiplied by N2 over N1. So, yung sine negative 1, so may nakalagay ako dyan sa pamphlet ninyo kung paano yun siya makukuha sa calculator. So, sabi ko, para lumabas yung sine negative 1 is pindutin nyo lang yung shift and then yung function natin na sine or yung SIN. Alright? So, here is the given word problem. Compute for the critical angle of a light that propagates from water. So we have here the n sub 1, which is 1.33, and the n sub 2, which is the 1.0029. And we need to get the critical angle. Using the formula, critical angle is equal to sine -1 times n sub 2 over n sub 1. And for the next, we are just going to substitute the given values. So for the n sub 2, we have 1.0029. Alright? So next is the 1.33 for n sub 1. Okay? So we're just going to divide n sub 2 over n sub 1, and then we get 0.75297744. And dito, sa part na to, kukuhanin nyo muna lahat ng values kung ano man yung naging sagot dun sa ating n sub 2 over n sub 1. Alright? And then, next, sa calculator ninyo, shift sign, and then, i-type nyo yung value natin na naging sagot kanina, yung 0.7520977744. And then, we will get the value for the critical angle, which is equal to 48.77 degrees. Alright? So, don't forget to include the degree sign natin dyan, or yung symbol natin dyan ng degree. Okay? Kasi since angle yung ating critical angle yung ating hinahanap. Okay? So, for the last topic, we have Coulomb's law. So, it states that the magnitude of electrostatic force from one point to another is directly proportional to the product of the magnitudes of their charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So, we are going to use this general formula for Coulomb's law, which is equal to force, or yung electric force is equal to K times the Q1 or Q sub 1 times Q sub 2 divided by D squared. Okay? We have here the constant value for Coulomb's na kailangan natin i-substitute dun sa K natin. Okay? So, pwede nyo gamitin yung value na 8.99 times 10 raised to 9 Newton meter squared per C squared. Or, in whole number naman, 9 times 10 raised to 9 Newton meter squared per C squared. Okay? Yung Q sub 1 and Q sub 2, so siya yung mag-i-indicate or magre-represent ng charges natin na given sa mismong word problem. Alright? And then yung D is, it represents the distance. Okay? Distance of separation between the two charges. Okay? So, you should get the square of that distance. So, Benjamin Franklin conducted experiments by which he concluded that there is a positive and negative electric charges. So, dito rin pumapasok yung repulsion and then yung attraction. So, I know that you are familiar with this, that when like signs, just like positive to positive or negative to negative, so they tend to repel. Okay? So, dun papasok yung repulsion. But, when we have different charges, so we have the positive and then the negative, when we combine it, so they attract. Okay? So, Charles Augustine de Coulomb's, so he also conducted an experiment in order to determine how the force is affected by the magnitude and then the distance between them. Okay? Or between the electric charges. Okay? Ito yung ating sample word problem. Calculate the force between charges of 5.0 times 10 raised to negative 8 C and 1.0 times 10 raised to negative 7 C if they are 5.0 centimeter apart. Alright, so in here, ang hinahanap natin is yung electric force. Okay? So, we have the constant value for K, which is 8.99 times 10 raised to 9 Newton meter squared per C squared. Okay, or you can use the other value. Okay, so for Q sub 1 or dun sa first electric charge natin, we have here the given, which is equal to 5.0 times 10 raised to negative 8C. And for the Q sub 2, we have 1.0 times 10 raised to negative 7C. And for the distance, it is given as in centimeter. Okay, so 5.0 centimeter apart. And in here, since meter yung mapapansin nyo dun sa units na nakalagay dun sa ating constant or yung Coulomb constant value natin. Okay, that's why we need to convert it in meters. Okay, so we need to divide 5.0 into 100. Kasi in 1 meter, we have 1 centimeter. That's why in 1 meter, we have 100 centimeter. Okay? So, just for clarification. So, the answer will be 0.05 meter. And yun po yung gagamitin natin dun sa mismong computation natin. So, again, ito yung ating formula na gagamitin. Force is equal to K. And then times Q sub 1 times Q sub 2 over D squared. Okay? And then, substitute lang po ulit yung values, and I know that you are already familiar on how to compute scientific notation. Okay? Na values. So, dito, na-substitute natin yung given values, na pag-multiply na natin or nahanap natin yung product ng dalawang electric charges. So, ang result niya is 5.0 times 10 raised to negative 15. And since we multiply the values as well as the unit, and when we multiply, yung units, parang sa mathematics, yung variables natin, di ba, kapag same units siya, is nag-i-squared tayo. Okay? And then, yung distance natin, kinuha natin yung square niya. So, 0.05 meter square is equal to 0.0025 meter squared. Okay? So, yun po yung value niya. And then, i-multiply natin yung value ng nasa numerator natin or yung sa electric charges natin dun sa mismong constant value natin ng Coulomb's. So, we have here 8.99 times 10 raised to 9 Newton meter squared per C squared times 5.00 times 10 raised to negative 15 C squared over or divided by 0.0025 meter squared. So, dito, makikita niyo po yung cancellation of units natin. Okay? So, yung mga same units natin dyan. So, we can cancel out the meter squared as well as the C squared. And since we're looking for the electric force, that's why, okay, so usapan natin is force, that's why ang matitira lang natin na value, the unit is in Newton. Okay? So, yung product sa numerator natin is equal to 4.50 times 10 raised to negative 5 Newton divided by, yung sa denominator natin, 0.0025. Wala na siyang unit kasi na-cancelled out na natin. So, the final answer for the electric force is equal to 1.8 times 10 raised to negative 2 Newton. Okay? So, I hope that you get it.